Yo, what's up guys, it's Lun-Gi. So today we're going to be taking a look at the new RB archetype. So this archetype is coming out in a new set, and Konami released it this week, and the archetype is pretty good. It's got a lot of extenders. Basically every monster is an extender, and it's got a boss monster who's pretty tough, and the deck can easily OTK, and the first turn setup is also not too bad. So here we were up against Morrenes, but we didn't know at first, so they just pass on nothing because it looked like they bricked. But they do have some disruptions, 2 Nibiru's and 1 effect failure. Right, so we're playing Tear Top as our starter here because Tear Top is our 1 card link 2. So here we activate the field spell. Right, so we go into our link 2. So the link 2 adds the themed spell cards if it's link summoned. And then its second effect is also pretty good. So you can revive an RB monster in defense mode, and then you can move it to your main monster zone. So this allows you to easily like make the link 3. So this is probably like the most broken thing about the deck. RB stage landing. You can simply summon an RB monster from your extra deck or from your main deck. So this includes your link 3. And the link 3 has an ignition effect to search any RB card from your deck to your hand. So you can just activate this, and then you can summon your big guy, and then he can search for something that you need. And this card effect is not even once per turn. So none of its effects is once per turn. So once this deck actually gets recursion, that can get like pretty crazy. Okay, so he decides to nib there. Alright, so if our RB monsters or monster leaves the field by card effect, except during the damage step, we can special summon an RB monster from the deck. So if you get nibbed, if you haven't used this effect, you can just summon from the deck. So here we just summon Rocket, and then we activate stage landing again to get another brute lose, and then activate the search effect because we couldn't. So there we use Rocket's effect. So Rocket can blow up to 2 cards the opponent controls and itself, and then you inflict 500 damage for each card. So that's a total of 3 cards, so your opponent will take like 1500. So we'll just blow up the Nibiru, and then the opponent takes 1500 damage or 1000 damage. Okay, so they pass turn again. Alright, so now this deck can easily OTK. So we just search. He can attack equal to the monsters that he points to, the RB monsters, and he can attack twice. So yeah, that's GG. So the deck can easily OTK. Alright, next up is game 3 against Morenes. So their hand is Joel, Nib, and Veiler. But the nice thing about this deck is it's kind of like Ryziel, where like even if your opponent has like hand traps and stuff, you're still able to make a field. So we got hit by 2 hand traps, but we're still making a field. And we're going to get hit by Nib. Alright, so they nib us, but we haven't used the field spell. So so now we don't actually have much at all. But we do have Droll and Nibiru in hand. Alright, so they do Morenes stuff, we take 400. So here they're basically going to do like kind of full combo. But we're not getting OTK'd because we have Nib in hand. Alright, so we nib them. Okay, so we trigger our field spell. Alright, they summon Agerine. Then make Cheng Ying, and they banish. So they can banish 2 of our cards. So it does look like we're actually gonna lose this one. Alright, so we can't protect our monster with our stage landing. Alright, so Scrappler Cycler is the other starter. So we use it to dump Rosenix. So we're not using Rosenix's effect here because it banishes. Okay, so we get back the Rocket, activate stage landing, just summon our guy for free. Activate the Rocket, we just pop their cards, 2 of their cards. They take 15, we gain 500. Okay, we summon from the deck, stage landing again. So we're trying to get our monster at least equal to Cheng Ying. So we can't be destroyed by battle, so we just crash into it. Okay, so here we can't OTK, but we put them on 12, and then we try to get some disruption going because this one can pop a monster the opponent controls. Alright, so they top deck a Veiler, and that's GG. We're up against Vanquish K9. So here they only have one hand trap, which is not going to be enough. I think they're waiting for stage landing to activate the Ash. Brute Blues. Okay, some of the rockets. So basically this is the full setup. This one does nothing on the opponent's turn, but it does pump our guy's attack. Okay. Alright, looks like they bricked, I guess, looking at their hand. Yeah, that's the one thing that I don't like about Vanquish K9. The Vanquish Soul part of the deck is kinda weak. So yeah, we're just gonna OTK them. So we're gonna pump up our Brute Blues. Alright, so that's well over 8,000. So 12, 22, plus 37, 59, and that's over 8k. Next up is game 3 against Vanquish K9. So this time they get to go first. Alright, so we only have one hand trap here, which is the Nib. Summon Izuna. Okay, they're going to this guy. We don't want them to resolve that effect, so we just nib them there. And it doesn't look like they're actually going to have much going for them. So they link into Masquerena, they send Nib to the graveyard. And yeah, so this is what they come up with. Alright, so we just go Terratop, Borg. This was kind of too early for them. But anyways. Alright, we'll go for Vulcan. They get rid of the Vulcan, it's fine. I'm pretty sure we can still OTK them. Brute Blues, search. Okay, get Funk Deck, search. Summon Driller, Borg, Clockwork Knight, summon again. Yeah, so we just want to pump out our attack. Okay, go for Vulcan. And this should be game. Yeah, okay, GG. So the last match will be against Mitsu August. So they open the triple Habakiri, which is pretty unfortunate. But they do have Foolish Burial. And yeah, if we actually opened the Spell and Trap Negator, I think we would have won. Yeah, I think we would have won if we opened the Spell and Trap Negator. Because it basically didn't have much going in hand. Okay, so we had to basically allow them to go pretty far into their combo. Alright, so we try to Nibiru. So they can't use the Link Monster's effect to set. But yeah, Nibiru doesn't actually do much to this deck, I guess. Go for Saji. Yeah, I really don't like that you can just splash Mitsurugi into any deck, basically. Okay, they're gonna nuke the Nibiru. I don't think I get OTK'd, but I don't think it matters that much. Yeah, so all of this from one Foolish Burial, I guess, plus Habakiri. Yeah, it's just... Okay, so yeah, it is still OTK. Pretty crazy. Yeah, I hope Konami does something about Mitsurugi. Alright, so this is the deck list. You didn't get to see King Regulus, but this deck you can easily summon him because you always have a machine monster in the graveyard, basically. They have the one Nibiru, one Regulus, triple Vulcan Rocket, so all of these guys summon themselves. So you definitely want to max out on them. The archetype doesn't have like a starter like itself. I guess you can kind of say that the stage landing is a starter because you can activate it, get Brute Blues, and then Brute Blues can get something else, and then you can continue from there. And then we have Rosenex to dump with Scrap Recycler to make it another starter. So we do have like 6 1-card starters in here on top of the stage landing. So we got the Cutter. So Vulcan Rocket pops 2 of your opponent's cards and then itself. This one is a quick effect. Pay 700 to destroy itself. And oh no, this is a Spell and Trap negate. So this one negates spells and traps by popping itself. This one pops a monster the opponent controls and itself. So yeah, these are your quick effect disruptions. So Teratop and then Scrap Recycler. And this card is not a hard once per turn, so if you need to dump multiple cards, then you can use Clockwork Knight to revive it. Borg. So Brute Blues is a win monster, so it's not actually a brick if you do like hard draw it outside of Teratop. We got 3 copies of Driller, and then 3 Ash Blossom, 3 Drone Lockbird, so instant fusion. Just for another like extender if you need more monsters. So Panzer Dragon has less than 1500 attack, so he's okay. Talons, Terraforming for your fuel spell. Prosperity, you do want that, but that extra bit of consistency. Call by the Grave, Cross Out, and then we have Funk Dock, your fuel spell, which searches on activation, so definitely want to max out on that. And then 3 copies of Imperm. Pretty clean deck list, if I may say so myself. Just very straightforward starters and extenders, you know, basic, not too difficult to build this deck. And then the extra deck, we got the Panzer, and then we got Typhon, Zen mains. So if you need to like remove something, you can put 2 level 3s together, then attack with the Zen mains, and then in the end phase Zen mains will pop a card. So that can be useful. And then we've got Ambler Whale, because you can actually revive your Brute Blues with Ambler Whale's second effect. Access Code Talker, like if you need to destroy cards, you can just like make it with Brute Blues and another monster, use its effect to banish and then pop a card, and then you can try and make like another one. So it's just there for utility. Little Knight, we've got Ancient Gear Ballista. It's one of the cards that you can make from your extra deck, because this card restricts you. So you cannot special summon from the extra deck the turn you activate it, except machine monsters with 1500 or less original attack. So he fits the bill. And then we have Barricade Blocker to protect your field spell or to get back your field spell in the graveyard. Triple Vulcan Booster. It's a searcher and also it's a playmaker, because you can easily make the Link 3 with just Vulcan Booster if you have one of your guys in the graveyard. And then Clockwork Knights to be able to revive your guys, and also to make plays with your Scrap Recycler. So yeah, pretty clean list. Very fun deck, and it's only going to get stronger with the new like support in the next set. But I think this is a pretty strong start. I don't see it like topping YCS's yet, but it is a very decent start to the archetype. But anyways, thanks for watching. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.